Texas Patriots Sunday, Deshaun versus Tom, Bill Belichick versus his protege. But, Stephen A., that's not what I want to focus on. Max Kellerman, is this the Brady-Cliff game?
Yes, it is. Let me be very clear about what the cliff is.
Please do.
Because
Please
Stephen
do.
A., as I've been from the beginning,
you haven't been. America knows
yes,
this.
I'm gonna bring sock puppets next time to explain it to you. Look.
Okay, please.
Here's how it goes, Stephen A. Sometimes the cliff is injury. And that's partly because as you get older, you get more brittle, which is why Tom Brady spends so much time on his body to try to avoid the aging stuff, right? It's also just more exposure to a very violent game.
Hold on, can I stop you? No, I'm not interrupting. I just want to stop you to make sure that we're very clear. I want you to understand you can have that conversation with Will Cain, but for the purposes of talking to me, you do not get to bring up injury because 2 years ago I specifically asked you.
It doesn't matter what. No, I said injury is part of it.
I asked the question. I said, Max, I understand you get older and all of that other stuff, but if he's on the field of play, he's playing, no injuries. You said no. He's just not going to look the same because age and attrition will kick in.
Wait a minute.
That's what you said.
No, I always included injury. You are the one insisting the injury doesn't count. I have always included injury. That's what pushed Peyton Manning off the cliff, of course, right? The injury. So the point is, it's not just that you get older and more brittle. It's that the more you are exposed to a violent game, the more likely you are to get hurt. But it doesn't end there, Stephen A. The cliff is also, and this part is not my original thinking. This has been, others have written this in the past. Studies have been done. Part of it is a quarterback for other reasons could have a mediocre season or a down year because there are variations of players' play from year to year. But when that happens when you're 40 or 41 years old, everyone, including the player, assumes it's because they're not the same. So now let's look at Tom Brady. Okay. He still has Gronkowski. We'll see if Gronkowski is the same this year. There's been speculation about that, given the number of injuries and his age. Look at the rest of the team. Turnover on the offensive line. Not only did they lose their left tackle, the kid they drafted to replace him gets hurt, their top draft pick, and now they get a right tackle to play left tackle. There's change on the offensive line. Everyone knows about the lack of depth at the top at wide receiver for the team. And then, of course, Dion Lewis, who was their most talented running back, not there anymore. Now, who are they facing? They're facing a team, Stephen A., who last year lost a close, epic shootout at Foxborough. That's who's coming to town. And who all is coming to town? They're getting back Deshaun Watson, who was like an MVP caliber player when last seen, and more importantly, against Tom Brady, J.J. Watt. Also an MVP caliber player went on the field to go along with Jadeveon Clowney in that defense. Tom Brady this week, Molly, Stephen will be reading all about it after the game. Tom Brady will look like just an NFL quarterback week one.
A jag. And that means
your cliff
was correct.
Let me tell you why it's so easy for me to ignore Max with this point. So there's injury to take into consideration.
Yes.
There's roster changeover to take into consideration. Sure. Lack of production on the parts of people around the quarterback to take into consideration. Did I miss anything, Molly?
No.
I missed anything. That's what he said, right?
And age and just age.
Attrition.
Age. Tell me one quarterback that does not apply to.
Right.
What Max?
That's the point.
No. Don't interrupt. Max just explained something that is applicable to anybody playing the position. The subject matter is about Tom Brady and his proclamation that Tom Brady will fall off the cliff, even though the timeline, you have acknowledged it, Ryan Clark has acknowledged it. Well, it's not just me. Forget little old Stephen A. Little old Stephen A. don't matter. Ryan Clark, Louis Riddick, Will Cain, Molly Curb. I mean, Lord, don't even get me started with social media. Everybody has watched this man move the timeline for Tom Brady and the cliff. But I'm not going to even focus on the timeline. What I'm saying is what he dissected is applicable. I could say the same thing about Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's just getting started. He's just getting started.
All right, before
Maybe
we
this
move
will
on,
help,
that was
Molly.
a perfect
Maybe
segue
this
for me.
will help,
Wait,
because Stephen A.
hold on,
doesn't seem to understand.
No. Hold up. Before we move
You
on,
had 2 years.
time out. Listen to me. What
If
are we
the
doing
sock
Monday?
puppet explains
like
it, we understand.
we need to have some kind of thing to commemorate this moment Monday.
The cliff incorporates a lot of factors and applies to
this
every
whole
old
Cliff
quarterback.
thing could
It's
be
true.
over on Monday, and I'm so looking forward to the show just because. Are we going to get a cake?
Molly,
Like, what are we doing?
I think you are setting yourself up.
Why?
To be miserable. I promise you, no matter what happens Sunday, Max will come up with an explanation.
No, he's going to sit on a confession cam.
I promise you
he's
it won't
gonna
end.
look in the
I
camera.
promise you it won't end.
Max, will you look in the camera and apologize to everybody and say you were wrong?
Well, of course I wouldn't apologize. Why would I apologize? But what I will say, but why is that funny? Why?
Hey, Max,
hold on.
apologize.
I'm just curious, Molly, where do you get I'm just curious. Where do you get apology from?
Apologize was the wrong word, Max.
No,
Apologize was the wrong word.
Apologize.
But I would say,
Admit that you were wrong.
I will look in the camera and say that Tom Brady has defied the cliff, and because of that, and because I was the one saying he would fall off it, I am the only one able to appreciate the significance of the accomplishment. Should that happen, but it won't happen.
You, the spin master.